Hi, I'm Zane. I own 3 restaurants across town, but most people have no idea what I look like. That's actually how I prefer it. Being the guy behind the scenes lets me see how things really run when the boss isn't watching. Do you think anyone will recognize you? Kira squeezed my hand as we approached Riverside Bistro, my newest location. Not a chance. I've only been here twice since we opened 6 months ago. Our daughter Amara skipped ahead of us, excited about our rare family dinner out. Dad, can I get the fancy lemonade with the sugar rim? Anything you want, princess. Tonight we're just regular customers. The hostess seated us at a corner table with a nice view of the river. I noticed how she glanced at us briefly before leading us past several empty window tables. Nothing obvious, but I filed it away mentally. 10 minutes passed before our server approached. Marcus was tall, with perfectly styled hair and a smile that disappeared the moment he reached our table. Water? He placed 3 glasses down without making eye contact, sloshing liquid onto the tablecloth. We'd also like to order drinks, I said politely. And maybe some appetizers? I'll be back. He walked away without taking our orders. Kira raised an eyebrow. Is this how your staff usually treats customers? No way. Let's give him a chance. I watched Marcus chat animatedly with a white couple who'd arrived after us, taking time to explain specials and recommend wines. Dad, I'm hungry. Amara's small voice made me realize we'd been waiting nearly 20 minutes. I waved, trying to catch Marcus's attention. He glanced over but continued talking with other tables. When he finally returned, his notepad stayed in his pocket. Ready now? We've been ready. My daughter would like the lemonade. My wife wants a glass of the house red, and I'll have sparkling water. We're out of the special lemonade. He didn't even look at Amara. That's strange. I see 3 tables with that exact drink. His jaw tightened. Those were ordered earlier. Fine. 2 regular lemonades then, and the wine. As Marcus turned to leave, Kira called after him. Could we also order some food? We've been waiting quite a while. Everyone's waiting tonight. Kitchen's backed up. He gestured vaguely toward the back. I knew that was a lie. My phone showed the kitchen operations running smoothly via our management app. When our drinks finally arrived, Marcus placed them carelessly on the table. As he set down my water, his hand slipped, sending the full glass directly into my lap. My bad. His apology came without eye contact or offer to help. I stood up, water dripping down my pants. Amara looked ready to cry. It's okay, sweetie. I kept my voice calm. Just an accident. Should we leave? Kira whispered, her face a mixture of anger and embarrassment. Not yet. I discreetly took photos of my soaked clothes and recorded notes on my phone about our experience. Are we still going to eat here, Dad? Amara asked. I think we've seen enough for tonight. I put my phone away, decision made. But don't worry, I'll make sure this never happens to anyone else in my restaurant again. I arrived at Riverside Bistro early the next morning before the lunch rush. The restaurant looked different in the daylight. My designer had done an amazing job with the place. Shame about the service. Jessica looked surprised when I walked through the staff entrance. Zane, I wasn't expecting you today. Had an interesting dinner here last night. Not the good kind of interesting. Her face fell. What happened? Let's talk in the office. Once the door closed, I showed her the pictures and notes from last night. This server, Marcus, tall guy about 30, super attentive to white customers, but treated my family like we were invisible, then accidentally dumped water all over me. Jessica sighed and pulled out a folder from her desk. I've been documenting complaints about him for weeks. Nothing concrete enough to fire him, but there's definitely a pattern. She spread out comment cards across the desk. 5 separate complaints about slow service and attitude, all from people of color. Why didn't you tell me sooner? I wanted solid proof before bringing it to you. You know how these situations can get messy. Call Omar up here and get Darius on the phone. Omar arrived smelling like garlic and spices. The head chef looked tired but alert. What's up, boss? Need your take on one of the servers, Marcus. Omar crossed his arms. That guy's trouble. Kitchen staff can see everything from the past window. He prioritizes certain tables, lets others' food sit getting cold, makes excuses about mix-ups that never happened. Based on what? Based on who's sitting at the table. My guys started tracking it because it was so obvious. White families get the royal treatment. Everyone else gets the cold shoulder. Literally sometimes. My blood boiled, but I kept my voice steady. How long? Since he started. Got worse last month after he didn't get the head server promotion. The video call ringtone interrupted us. Darius's face appeared on screen. D, I need a favor with the security system. What are we looking for? My business partner of 10 years knew that tone in my voice. Pull yesterday's dining room footage from 7 to 9 p.m. Focus on server Marcus. I want timestamps on all his table visits. We spent the next hour reviewing footage. The evidence was damning. Marcus visited white tables an average of 7 times per meal. Our table, twice, including the water incident. Look at this. Jessica pointed to another screen showing earlier shifts. He's been doing this consistently. Got enough to hang him? Darius asked. More than enough. I checked the schedule on Jessica's computer. Marcus works the dinner shift today, right? Starts at 4. Perfect. I want all this documentation printed and organized. Call Alicia in early too. The server who was up for promotion against Marcus? Exactly. I've seen her work. She treats everyone right. Omar leaned against the wall. What's the plan, boss? Justice served with a side of consequences. I want camera access in the office at 4:30. Make sure Marcus doesn't know I'm here until the meeting. Jessica nodded. He has no idea you were the guy he soaked yesterday, does he? No, and that's going to make this even better. I watched through the office window as Marcus strolled in 15 minutes late, not bothering to apologize to anyone. He tossed his bag under the counter and started chatting with a blonde waitress while ignoring the side work that needed doing. That's his normal routine? I asked Jessica. Every shift. He's always late, but writes the correct time on his time card. Alicia knocked on the office door, entering with a confident stride despite her obvious nervousness. You wanted to see me, sir? Have a seat. I've been reviewing your performance records. Impressive customer satisfaction scores. She straightened in her chair. Thank you. I try to give every table my best. Every table? No exceptions? Of course not. Why would there be? I nodded to Jessica, who went to fetch Marcus. What's going on? Alicia asked. Just watch. 5 minutes later, Jessica returned with Marcus trailing behind her, his expression shifting from annoyed to concerned when he spotted me. Marcus, this is Zane Williams, the owner of Riverside Bistro. He extended his hand with a practiced smile. Nice to meet you, sir. Is there a problem? Sit down. I didn't shake his hand. Do you know why you're here? No idea. He laughed nervously. Did I win Employee of the Month or something? Not exactly. I opened the folder of complaints. We've received multiple reports about your service being significantly different depending on who's sitting at your tables. His face hardened. That's not true. We have the receipts, literally. I slid customer comment cards across the desk. All these complaints share something in common. Care to guess what that is? Marcus glanced at them dismissively. People complain when they don't get special treatment. Special treatment like this? I pressed play on the security footage showing him laughing and chatting with white customers while completely ignoring a black family trying to get his attention. That family was being demanding. You can't see the whole context. What about this context? I switched to footage from different days, showing the same pattern over and over. Alicia watched with growing disbelief. I covered for you when you said you were too busy. You weren't busy. You were ignoring tables. Marcus turned on her. Nobody asked you to be here. This is a setup. It gets better, I continued, pulling out my phone and showing him my soaked pants from the night before. Recognize this incident? His eyes widened slightly before he composed himself. Accidents happen in restaurants. Funny how they seem to happen primarily to customers who look like me. Are you accusing me of something? His voice rose defensively. Because that's a serious allegation. It's not an allegation when we have proof. Video evidence, customer complaints, timestamped service records, and testimony from your coworkers. Marcus scoffed. So I'm better with certain customers. That's just personality differences. Is that what you call racism these days? Personality differences? His face flushed. You can't fire me for this. It's not... Wait. His eyes narrowed as he looked at me more carefully. You were here last night, with your family. Bingo. I leaned forward. I was the guy you decided wasn't worth serving properly, the one you accidentally spilled water on while providing excellent service to white families all around us. The color drained from his face as realization dawned. You're the owner? The very same. And you just served yourself a termination notice. Marcus stood up so fast his chair toppled backward. You can't do this to me. I've worked here since you opened, which makes your behavior even more disappointing. I handed him his final paycheck. Security will escort you to collect your belongings. This is ridiculous. I'll sue for wrongful termination. Go ahead. We have dozens of documented incidents and multiple witnesses. Your employment contract clearly states zero tolerance for discrimination. Marcus looked around desperately. It was just water, and maybe I was having a bad day. Bad days don't create patterns over months. Jessica, please have security ready. As Jessica stepped out, Marcus leaned over the desk. You're making a huge mistake. I know all the big tippers in this neighborhood. Are you suggesting we should keep racist employees for profit? That says everything about your character. Two security guards appeared at the door. Marcus grabbed his check and stormed out, knocking over a tray of glasses in the hallway. Well, that could have gone worse, I said as the crash echoed through the restaurant. Alicia sat quietly, still processing everything. Alicia, how would you feel about taking over as head server starting today? Her eyes widened. Really? After everything that just happened? Especially after everything that just happened. Your service record speaks for itself. I won't let you down. After Alicia left, Jessica returned with Omar and Darius, who had arrived to witness the confrontation. That felt good, Darius admitted, but we need to make sure this never happens again. Already on it. I pulled up a presentation on my laptop. New anti-discrimination policy and training for all staff. Monthly service reviews. Anonymous customer feedback system. I want implementation starting tomorrow. Jessica reviewed the materials. This is comprehensive. I should have caught this sooner. We all should have, but now we fix it. 3 months later, I sat with Kira and Amara at the same table where our nightmare dinner had occurred. This time, the experience was completely different. The service here is amazing now, Dad, Amara said, sipping her fancy lemonade. Kira nodded toward Alicia, who was expertly managing the floor. She's transformed this place. Our ratings are up 30%. Revenues climbed even higher. Darius joined us, sliding into an empty chair. Just ran into our friend Marcus at the grocery store, bagging groceries. Said he's been blacklisted from every decent restaurant in town. Word travels fast in this industry. He asked if we were hiring at the new location. I nearly choked on my water. What did you tell him? That we don't hire people who treat customers differently based on their skin color. Jessica approached with a small cake. Happy 3-month anniversary of the new Riverside Bistro. As staff gathered around, I noticed something remarkable. Our restaurant now reflected the diversity of our city in both customers and employees. I've been thinking about franchising, I told Kira as we watched Amara blow out the candles. There's a market for restaurants where everyone feels welcome. From disaster to opportunity, that's your superpower. Later that night, a young black couple stopped me as they were leaving. Are you the owner? This is the first time we've felt truly comfortable dining out in this neighborhood, thank you. I thought about that water spilling down my pants, about Marcus's face when he realized who I was, about all the people who'd been made to feel unwelcome. Sometimes you have to be the change you want to see, I replied, even when it's uncomfortable. They nodded knowingly. Especially then. What would you have done in Zane's position? Would you have confronted Marcus immediately when he spilled the water? Or do you think Zane's methodical approach of gathering evidence first was more effective? Would you have given Marcus a second chance or made an example of him? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this story of standing up against discrimination with dignity, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories of justice served. New videos every day.